Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't mean to mess up the intro, but I just couldn't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited today because today is our first day of Labmas. Now, if you don't know what Labmas is a special holiday where we have 12 straight days of different labs that you all can do at home. Now, these are fun, easy to do, and labs that you could do with your family. So sit back, relax, join in. We cannot wait to show you what we're going to do today. So for day one, I wanted to do something special, all right? And have a special guest appearance by one of my favorite teachers here at Guilford Preparatory Academy, all right? But our project today is going to start with something very simple.
I am also here too to ruin Labmas for everyone.
So our experiment today is going to start with this piece of paper and our word of the day, which is change. Now, if we wanted to change the appearance of this paper, we could do a number of things, couldn't we? All right. First of all, this piece of paper is indeed a solid. Now, to change it, all we need to do is fold it up, cut it, rip it, crumple it up, write all over it, tear it up, whatever. But it's still a piece of paper, isn't it? The only way we're going to ever change this paper into something else is if we burned it. Now, we're not going to burn any paper today, and I don't suggest you burn any paper. All right? So, but what we're going to do is this. We are going to experiment how we can use this piece of paper to kind of truly have a Labmas miracle today. Now, our question of the day is this. Can I walk through this piece of paper? Well, what's your hypothesis? And since that's the next step in our scientific method, what is your hypothesis? Can I walk through this piece of paper? Well, what do you think? Well, I see a lot of no's out there. Well, what if I told you I could? What if I told you I can get Miss Governor to walk through this piece of paper? Let's go ahead and see how to do this experiment. Now, the supplies that you're going to need, real simple. Before we get into it, and I know I'm going to mention it in a little bit, piece of paper and a pair of scissors. That is all. All right? So let's go join Miss Governor in her classroom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day one of Labmas. We are here with the incredible future teacher of the year, Miss Governor, third grade.
Good morning, everybody.
Now,
Wait. If Mr. Sergeant gets a special guest, then I'm going to get a special guest too. Here we go. Very good. We are going to ruin Labmas for everyone.
Miss Governor, we are going to test how to change how we look at a state of matter. Now, we're using a piece of paper and scissors for our materials. Now, what I'd love for you to do, Miss Governor, is make the largest rectangular box or square box that you can, like just making the outline. All right. Very good job. Now, Miss Governor, can you fit through that box?
Oh, this is going to be impossible, Mr. Sergeant.
Well, try it. You never know until you try.
All right, let's go. Head first. Oh, no, Mr. Sergeant. I won't be able to.
Hey, buddy, did you see that? She couldn't fit through the box. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect.
So what is the problem?
I am too large for this tiny piece of paper.
What if I told you you would be able to create a box or cut this paper in a certain way that you will even be able to fit through this piece of paper?
I don't believe you, Mr. Sergeant.
Well, let's go ahead and try it.
Sure.
So what we're going to be doing right here is using our paper, and there are our scissors. All right, so if you notice, we're going to fold the paper long ways. Now, younger kids call this the hot dog method. All right, and you can see the edge and the fold edge right there. It's very important that we know the fold edge. Now, the first thing we're going to do is along the fold edge, we are going to cut a little strip at the top, but you are not going to cut all the way through. All right, so if we open it up, you'll notice, well, there are some cuts, but it's still a piece of paper, isn't it? All right. Now, we have our tabs there. You don't have to worry about those tabs until the very end. Now, what we need to do is cut along the fold. Now, you only cut along the fold for the big part. You don't cut the fold on the tabs. All right, so there we go. And if you look, it kind of looks like a little doorway, doesn't it? All right, so after you have done that, you now grab your scissors, you fold it back up right there, and you grab your scissors and you cut along the big piece. Now remember, the key is not to cut across all the way through. All right, you leave a little bit at the top. All right, and then this is important, you flip the paper around. All right, so you never cut on the same side of the paper 2 times in a row. You can kind of see what we're doing here with a little connection there. All right, so we keep flipping and you cut. Remember, it is important not to cut all the way through. Now, I will say, if you do cut all the way through, that's all right. You can start over. The great thing about this experiment is you only got a pair of scissors and a piece of paper for your supplies. So what I'm going to do now is speed this up so we can see it in action. So now we have our new paper cut. And if you look, it already looks different, doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen? All right. So, Miss Governor, if you would, try open that up. And now see if you can go through it.
Wow, genius, Mr. Sergeant. I sure can.
Wait, she was able to get through that paper. This is inconceivable. Can you believe this happened? Oh my goodness. You know what? We'll be back tomorrow to ruin tomorrow. We'll have a better luck tomorrow.
All right, so if you notice here, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't change the size of the paper. We just changed the size of the box. The paper is still this size, but we just changed how we look at it. All right? I want to thank the awesome Miss Governor for helping me with our day 1 of Labmas. Now, back to the lab. I want to thank Miss Governor for doing such an incredible job here. But did we prove our hypothesis correct? That we can walk through a piece of paper? The answer is yes, we just proved it. You just saw Miss Governor be able to step through a piece of paper. Now, let's talk about just what happened here. So, if you look at the cuts that you've made in the paper, it looks like a maze. But what you've actually done is create a very large loop. None of the cuts went all the way through. Now, this loop is going to be big enough for you to be able to walk through. Now, if you look at this experiment, the paper's area, or the length times the width, does not change. The amount of space that the paper takes up is exactly the same. We did not change the area. The one thing that we did change was the perimeter. Now, if you know perimeter, that is the measurement of all the way around. Now, if you look at the original perimeter of the piece of paper, it is, well, rectangular, so it's going to be kind of small. And if we measured it, you can actually see right here what the measurement, the perimeter is of a normal piece of paper. Now, when we cut these cuts into our paper after folding, since we didn't cut all the way through, we made a continuous perimeter or a fence that goes around us. So I look forward to seeing who out there does this day 1 of Labmas experiment. There are a number of things you could change. There are a number of things you could do to make this experiment even better. And ladies and gentlemen, I would love to hear about them. All right. Now, once again, I want to thank Miss Governor for joining in our day one of Labmas. Tomorrow, we have another special visitor, as well as our day two of the Labmas experiments. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have an incredible night, and I will see all of you tomorrow.